Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. I greet you with the beautiful greeting of Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A good friend. A good friend is what people nowadays lack, and they stay on their phones, on their technology, and thinking that this will be their good friend forever. But little do they realize, when they turn older in age, they end up realizing that a good friend just had to be there but was never there, right? They fought too hard for the idea of a good friend, or didn't even fight at all, or didn't even want a good friend, right? Or they wanted a good friend, they just couldn't find one. And another thing people don't realize is that a good friend doesn't necessarily have to be a schoolmate, someone that you know, your dad's friend's son, or anything like that, right? It can be your mom and dad, because your mom and dad, they're always with you, and they're your two biggest supporters in life, and they'll always stand next to you, right? And before I say the Sahabi for today, these two parents that raised the Sahabi and were the parents of the Sahabi, they really taught the Sahabi how, to have a good friend, and how the good friend should be their, they didn't pick for him who his good friend is. Abd Allah ibn Zubayr, the hero for today, the companion for today, he was taught on being a good friend to his mom and dad. Not only that, being brave. Okay? So his mom, I'm going to start off on his dad. So Zubayr ibn al-Awwam had two things that I think are really important. First of all, he was the Prophet's closest friend. A narration that proves this is that, I'm going to say in Arabic, ألا إن لكل نبي لحواري وحواري زبير ibn al-Awwam. Okay? That means every prophet has a good friend, and my good friend is Zubayr ibn al-Awwam. So jumping off to the second point on Zubayr ibn al-Awwam, he was one of the 10 people promised Jannah. That's how much of a good friend he was. He was one of the 10 people promised Jannah. Okay, now going to the mom, Asma bint Abi Bakr. So first of all, she has three things. First of all, her name was extremely big. The son of the daughter of the second Khalifa. Not only that, a very strong and intellectual woman. Okay, so two things that she did. First of all, she's the one that did everything, and the one that was brainstorming all the ideas for the migration to Mecca to Medina, and she really helped out through that. Second thing, which is kind of a nickname for her, the woman with two belts, the carrier of two belts. So basically the story behind this name is that when the migration was going on, she used to have her two water pouches. She used to go and feed people water. And a bonus one I think is very important. She was an extremely good mom, and she was extremely close to her son. So close that she was a good friend to her son. Okay? Now going to one of the most important moments of this entire video. Abd Allah ibn Zubayr's death. Okay? I know it's a sad moment, but the part is that he died a brave death, and his good friend, he went to get knowledge before them. He went to them before he died. Okay? So this is the story. The Umayyads, they sent a large army. Why, you ask? It's because Abdullah ibn Zubayr, people were telling him to be the Khalifa. The Umayyads didn't want that, so they thought this as a sort of a rebellion, and they went to, kill Abdullah ibn Zubayr and all his men. He had a very small army, so there wouldn't even be a battle in general, right? And so he knew that he was dead, right? So he went to his closest friend, and he went to the person that always gives him support, his mom, Asma bint Abi Bakr. He went to her and he asked her, I'm going to die by the Umayyads. She told him, are you scared? And he said, no, I'm just worried about you after I die, right? Because he's worrying about his mom, because his dad already died shaheed before, right? He already died shaheed. So, and then she said, does it hurt a sheep to be, when does it hurt a sheep to be skinned after it's slaughtered? He thought about that and he said, so if they're going to cut me into pieces, and I'm not scared of that. I'm just worried about her to see me in this, stage. And then she asked that question again. I'm gonna say it again. Does it hurt a sheep to be skinned after it's slaughtered, right? And then he said, no, it doesn't. And then she said, okay, go on your way. So right that instance, he left the house. He fought with his men, and he died. Okay. It was, he lived in a very amazing life. He was an extremely intellectual man, and you could see that because he got that from his mom and his dad. Okay? And I think, the two main things in the story and the two lessons are, first of all, three actually. I want to talk about three things. The first one is that Zubayr ibn al-Awwam and Asma bint Abi Bakr did a good job, and a beautiful job actually, to make this good friend bond with their son. Okay? And my second thing for today, which is the lesson, bravery is extremely important. And the third thing is that a good friend. Okay? And we need all this all the time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope you guys have a beautiful summer and hope to see you guys soon, inshallah. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.